sisters. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I'm the host or the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on Daily Motion, Vimeo, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, so many places on the internet. Wherever you may find me, I'm known as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Talik Ibn Ra. I was just having a written conversation on Facebook with a person. Well, let me tell you what the topic was. The topic was our inability to think for ourselves. And one of the reasons of why I say that it is difficult for us to think for ourselves is because of the influence of religious ideas or certain political dogma. And some of that political dogma is influenced by religious ideology. And so a person who I would guess is a believer in the Most High, in the Supreme Being, a believer in God, immediately responded that they are able to think without religious influence because the Most High gave them that talent or gave them that option, or however, I forgot exactly how they said it. I'm just paraphrasing. Just the fact, as soon as they responded, they start talking about the Most High. That automatically tells me where you coming from. I already know that you are influenced by some religious teaching. So how are you thinking for yourself when the only thing you're doing is the promotion of some religion? You can't even talk for yourself. You have to talk about the Most High. The Most High did this and the Most High did that. So that thinking was not taught to you by the Most High. It came from some man that told you about this person, and they probably was high when they told you that. Religion hinders self-thought. There are a lot of things that you can think on your own, but religion was not designed for you to think for yourself. Religion was designed to tell you what to think. I'm going to give you a book. You read and study that book, and all your thoughts will be based upon what you read in that book. So if all my thoughts, all my ideas, everything I am is based on these books, then how can I be a self-thinker when my ideas, my thoughts, my opinions have been corralled, have been incarcerated within the confines of the opinions, the ideas, and the teachings of a book? A self-thinker is fluent in the mind. A self-thinker is not rigid in their opinion and their thoughts. A self-thinker can believe in God this minute and then become a disbeliever the next, because their mind is ever changing. Their mind is ever growing and maturing. What was true today might not be true tomorrow. A self-thinking mind is scientific, analytic. A self-thinking mind uses common sense. A self-thinking mind goes beyond fantasy See, you can't believe in any type of God or religion because religion is based in belief, not facts, not common sense, not being analytical. If you had facts, if you was analytical, if you used common sense, there would be no need for belief. Religion reminds me of martial arts styles, judo, taekwondo, all the various different types, snake style, whatever. If you practice snake style, there are certain ways that you deflect a punch, you throw a kick. If you practice crane style, there's a certain way that you throw a punch and a kick and whatever. And you are trained in a certain manner. You are trained to punch a certain way in karate, throw a person a certain way in judo. But if the circumstance do not come the way you were trained like it's supposed to do, then it messes your whole routine up. And that's why Bruce Lee came up with his philosophy of a martial arts style called Jeet Kune Do. That's Cantonese for the way of the intercepting fist. You should be ready, however a punch comes, however a kick, however you attack, you should be able to respond. You should think before the kick is actually into motion. That's Bruce Lee's philosophy. Bruce Lee say, be like water, my friend, because water can be a fluid, or water can be gas, or water can be a solid. Water is the way you should think. But in religion, you are a solid, or you are a gas, or you're a liquid. You're rigid in your thinking. And that's why the black man and woman, the descendants of slaves born in America, that's why you still a slave, because you can't think outside. You're too rigid in your thinking pattern. Black power is always, we think the same way. All our history, we have not come up with nothing new. And all these other ways of thinking, the enemy has learned how to counter. And you still doing it. It don't work. You still trying. You ever throw a punch at somebody, and all thing they do is deflect, because they know how you gonna throw the punch. And you getting frustrated, you keep throwing, you doing the same thing, you read in your mind. Change it up. Uppercut, come back, move around. But under religious ideology, that's impossible, because religion puts you in a box. So you can't think outside the box. It's impossible. Religion was designed to incarcerate the mind, not free the mind, and the rest will follow, as En Vogue beautifully sung. People who are in prison trying to escape must have a fluid mindset, because you have to think of all the possibilities. You have to look at all the possibilities that you have at your disposal for escape. When you have a rigid thought in prison, you'll never get out, because you're not looking at everything, all your possibilities. You can't even see your possibilities, because, oh, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. See, in prison, we already know it's not going to work, because it's been tried before. We are out here. We've been in black liberation, black conscious nationalism. We've been doing this for over 100 years, or close to 100 years. And you still a slave. Why is that? Because you rigid in your thinking. You keep trying stuff that don't work. And you want want to know why you like that? Because you really don't want to be free. Because you are actually comfortable being a slave. You really don't want to go nowhere. You don't want to try. Black folks become loyal to stuff. I believe in Jesus, and I'm going to die like that. That's crazy thinking. My mama was a Christian. My daddy was a Christian. My daddy was a Muslim. My mom was a Muslim. That's not you. This is a whole new day and time. But when you have a slave mentality and you are rigid in your thinking, that's what happens. Now instead of slaves with chains, now you have people that are slaves in the mind, which is worse. Because now you enjoy your enslavement. You enjoy your oppression. You don't want to leave jail. You want to stay in jail, especially now you got the internet, you got Xbox, you got pretty clothes to wear, nice car. You can talk about it, but you ain't going to be about it. And you can't be about it because your brain, religious ideas and political dogma don't allow you to think. So since you can't think, you can't see your reality. It's just like getting drunk, just like doing drugs. Same thing. We drunk off religion, drunk off certain political ideas, drunk off this fantasy. Some of us are tripping off Chris Dorner. He's a new black hero. We off in La La Land, fantasy stuff. We have to live in fantasy because our minds are too incarcerated and we are too cowardly to make freedom a reality. So the only thing we can do is live it in our imagination. It's just my imagination once again running away with me. You ain't gonna run too far because you're caught up in a box. You can't think outside of it. Woo, man. Ain't no way a religious person can be a self-thinker. Impossible. Wasn't designed for that. Jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. This is your brother Tariq Ibn Ra. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.